Hey guys, I want to show you how much further that we've come even since yesterday, okay? So this is cool. There's subtle changes, but they make a huge difference. So we're going to generate some page content for something new. I'm going to make it climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. How do you spell that? Kilimanjaro, right? I think that's it. Yeah. All right. So do you know what? Keywords. I'm going to make it like tour, right? Whatever. How about guide? You know, hike. Maybe tour. Okay. And I'm going to go with, I'll just say 2,500 for the word count, creativity. I'm just going to generate next. And here's what's changed. Okay. So far this is the same as before, right? Why Mount Kilimanjaro is the perfect goal for your next adventure. Hey, that's a good one. How to train for your Mount Kilimanjaro climb, right? That's a good one. What to expect when you summit. That's a good one. Tips for success. That's a good one. But hey, if I produce this, it's probably not going to be a whole page, right? What if I had some more options? You know what? I'm going to hit next because I want to see what else it gives me. Why you should climb. Okay, I don't have that in there, do I? Okay, why it's a perfect goal, how to train, what to expect, tips, why you should climb it, how to prepare, I've already done that, what to expect, I've already done it, tips for successfully, I guess tips, right? Got it already. Celebrating your successful Mount Kilimanjaro climb. Hey, what about next? I want to see, is there more? You see what I'm doing? There's kind of like no limit to this. Why you should do it, how to do it, tips for success, what to expect. It's kind of the same thing. Maybe I ran out of all the stuff that you can really write about for this topic, which means I'm on par with the guys on the front page because they couldn't write about too much else either that had to do with the particular title here, right? Now, that's just neat, right? Choosing the right time of the year. Choosing the right time of the year to climb, you know, so maybe I'll get that. Choose the right route. There's several routes. Some are more challenging. Be prepared for the altitude. Pack the right gear. Okay, these are concepts that are already within here, but the reality check is I'm just curious. Let's see what happens now. Proceed. Okay, there you go. Now I've got all these things over here on the side. So the first thing I want to say is it's kind of a pain because you got to put all the keywords in here for each of these things, which kind of can be the same or different, right? Why it's a perfect goal for your next adventure. So keyword might be, you know, both Kilimanjaro and adventure, right? And then we could have stuff like training for the climb. You know, I'm going to put it climb. And take a look at this though. I'm going to copy a set of keywords that I did that are just comma separated. So I can just paste them in like that, right? Then I can make final adjustments. Well, anyway, we're going to add a apply to all button. So whatever you do in the first one, you apply to all, and it'll just go ahead and apply to all for you. All right. And for the most part, the keywords are going to be kind of the right ones anyway. You've got your angle will be different, so it'll be written for the different purpose. But the keywords kind of should be the same. Now you can still make adjustments to the keywords, right? Okay, a tone. Do I want engaging, professional, convincing, engaging? I want engaging. Words count. I'm just going to stick with my 2,500 pretty soon. As a matter of fact, I wanted to do more like 3,600. We're raising this to 7,500. And it says the value's got to be less than or equal to 2,500. You guys want to see a nifty cheat? For those who are savvy enough to do this, you might inspect the page while you're in the box. And when you inspect the page, there's a section highlighted, right? That's the section we're in, okay? And it's got a min and a max of 2,500, doesn't it? I don't like that. I'm going to make it 3,600. And so I just changed the max to 3,600. How's that? Crazy. So for those of you that don't know, you know, there are a lot of nifty tricks for limits and stuff on a page. Watch out for the scammers that make it look like the amount of money in your bank account just changed, because you can do the same with a bank account page showing how much you have in the bank, and then you can go in there and change the number and make it look like you have a ton of money in the bank. There are a lot of oddball things to do with that. But anyway, what I'm doing now, and I've got a lot of sections here, so I'm going to let it go. But my goal is that I get a whole page at once, right? And so I gave it plenty enough to work on. And it's going to go ahead and start prepping all the stuff right here, okay? By the way, there are different versions of the engine. And so the version that we're going to employ for you guys is as good. but it's 10 times faster. And so we'll have that employed pretty soon. We've just been working from the ground up, making sure that we don't mix our, cross our streams early on, so that if we run into issues as we're climbing, we're not making a mistake with that. Okay. That's quite a bit. Now, here's the next thing that'll cross your mind, too. I may as well point out, since we're still waiting on it. And yeah, I gave it a lot. Oh, okay, it's done. Here's the next thing I want to point out. This is a clear section. You can see it. It's got a box around it. You can check mark it or not. Do you want it on your final page or not? Right? Mount Kilimanjaro Natural is good. I want it. How to train for your climb. Mount Kilimanjaro is the tallest mountain in Africa. See, that's what it's doing. It's showing the stuff there. Tallest mountain in Africa, one of the most popular, right? Do some street turn on. Yeah, that's great. Okay? By following these tips, you'll well be on your way. Okay. What to expect when you summit. When you summit, you're going to... Of course I want that. So anyway, I want all these, right? I want it. As long as it's pretty much the right thing, why you should climb it, celebrating it, host a party, a Kilimanjaro themed party. Choose the right time of the year, best time. I might make that to a page and I might not, right? That kind of thing. Choose the right route. Maybe I won't. When you are climbing to high altitudes, important. Maybe I don't need it anymore because I already got it up above. Pack the right gear. I'll make that a section. You know what? People who are scanning are going to see the sections. Stay hydrated. Okay, hire a guide. When you're planning to hike a mile, all right, I got my sections. Proceed, and guess what? This gives me the page. Now, the point that I wanted to make about the boxes. You might be thinking, "Wow, that's great," but I want to reorder the steps of the what those boxes, the order those boxes come in, and we're going to do that too. So there will be that. Also, checking all the boxes like that, we're adding a button that's check all, so you can just check all, and then you can manually unselect anything you don't want, which is faster, right? But how far did I get? Look at that. That's a pretty solid page, right? We got our word counter here, and I've just been having fun with the word counter, verifying the number of words. By the way, we're going to put that into the system, so it just tells you the number of words without you having to go to a separate counter to figure it out. 1,600 words. Man, that is a pretty strong article, right? So I'd love the sections to be in the order I want, which is going to happen. And there you go. So now I can save it, okay? I could copy it and paste it into one of my web pages right now, and that's cool because it'll recognize the H2 tags. It'll recognize the H1 tag. It'll recognize the paragraph fonts, okay? And then in the page, I can edit it. I cannot edit it here. I cannot change this word here. But I will when I paste it into the page, okay? Now, I can save it, okay? And we're going to make a post editor, and one of the reasons for the post editor, guess what it is? So that when you go into the edit, okay, you're going to want to be able to maybe change a city to a token. In other words, you might want to add tokens, variables. It could be anything. City, price, phone, whatever you want for tokens, company information. So tokens. Another thing are these escape characters. Don't worry about those because, we saw that. We'll fix that. So that's on our list of fixes. So anyway, this is cool. Another thing we're doing, each of these sections could be ready and pasted directly into a page. Or it could be pasted directly into a var sheet. The title, like the H1 tag, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, H2, paragraph, H3, paragraph. Because I'll tell you why. The other thing that we're doing is saving that formula that I said yes to. Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat. So I chose a title, and then it gave me a bunch of subtitle options because I kept hitting next and it kept adding. And I said, I want that, that, right? And then I'm going to want to put it in the right order, and I'm going to want to add variables to it and stuff. But the titles and the subtitles, right, in the right order means if we save that information, what happens? I might pull it back out again to produce another page instantly that's the same. It's the same header, subheader sections with paragraphs, but I want it written all differently. So if I hit the button to write it again, it'll come out different. How's that? And then because you have the pattern, you can copy it and then rearrange some of the sections to get your sections into a different order and create variations based on that. And you could delete some sections. You could make another copy. Like we'll probably put a clone button. It'll clone, clone, clone. One of them, you might change the section. Some, you'll delete some of the sections and rotate the rest. Some, you'll delete some, rotate the rest, and then hit the button to add some more sections in, and then re-rotate to get it in the right order. That way you have different formats, okay? And it's okay because, you know, there is a normal flow to this, and there aren't too many changes that you would make that are sensible. So with that in mind, Google's not going to hit you for similarity to other web pages that exist that use a similar flow, because there are bound to be many that use quite a similar flow. But at the same time, producing the page at that speed is one thing. Being able to produce variations of that page is another. So if on one website you had subdomains for all these affiliates, you could produce variations of the pages for all those affiliates, and they read uniquely. How many of you guys got a replicated page before to sell something, and it's written identically to the main page, so Google's never going to give you any love? What if you just hit the button? What if you say, give me 100 versions, BAP, and it just creates them for 100 affiliates, and they're all written uniquely, okay? And the system's tracking the results. So if for some reason a page underperforms for a certain affiliate, go generate another version and replace his. Overwrite as opposed to append. Speaking of which, say I got a section in here that isn't quite the right thing, okay? Why you should climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Say I got that wrong, okay? Guess what? I can overwrite right into this thing. Watch this. Why you should climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put my keywords there too. Where are my keywords? Okay. I'm going to put in the same keywords. Okay. Just to show you how cool this is. Because, yeah, you can just let it do its thing. We're going to overwrite. Okay. We're not going to append. Append means add a section to the bottom. That's when you write something totally new. Like you just come up with an idea for something else to add in. But in this case, I want to overwrite. So it's going to find that section and overwrite it. Why you should climb Mount Kilimanjaro. So what did that say? It said, climbing Mount Kilimanjaro is an amazing experience everyone should try at least once. Here are 4 reasons why. It's got 4 reasons, right? Ends with sense of accomplishment. All right, so let's see what happens now. I'll just say 2,500. That's like giving it room. I mean, it'll only write what makes sense to write. Let me see. The blog section of a website can be a great way to engage with your audience. Nope. Why does it say save changes? I'm processing. We'll get the buttons to make more sense. Oh, corporate blog. Why does it think we're doing a blog? I do know. It thinks we're doing a blog. Why don't you climb Mount Kilimanjaro? Enter. I'll figure this stuff out. Maybe kill something. Just right now, only because, and I want to kill anything. I mean, obviously we'll make this make sense. I'm just right now making sure it understands that I'm on this page. Because apparently it thinks I'm doing something else. Maybe from cache. Do it again. It's using something else. I don't know what this is. Anyway, okay, let me just show you how it works though, all right? I would select it and proceed, okay? Just so you know. All right, so I messed it up and I got to go fix it, but there it is. Why you should climb Mount Kilimanjaro. A blog is a type of website that's typically updated with new content. So weird. I did this earlier and it worked perfectly. So, you know, it's the broken appliance works perfectly when demonstrated for the repairman kind of thing. And you know what? I didn't save it, so I think I can walk away from it just the way it is. By the way, what does assign mean? Oh, you're going to love this. Say I'm going to assign this. Another thing that's of value. Let me show you. Or am I actually, maybe it is stuck on a cache issue. I don't know. Huh. Okay, okay, it's got the right thing in there about climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. Let me go back. I'm going to show you. Now, obviously, we're working the bugs out of it, right? But this is so cool. So if I were to view it, okay, let's see if we get buttons at the bottom now. Okay, the view's there, except it's got the escape characters, which is an easy fix. Don't worry about that. If I want to assign it to a page, that's what I'm looking for anyway. It's kind of the same as assign at the bottom. Okay, forget it. Let me just go back and assign it to a page. Watch. This is nice. When I go to assign it to a page, select the domain. What it really means is select the template. We've got more than one template in this stack here. When you order these from Website Installer, it's just got one template. So it'll be the main domain. You know, whatever name you get, it'll be that. That's the default one. It may give you a name if it's the only one, but otherwise it's main domain. Now, what page do you want to overwrite? The home page, the branding page, the Why Choose Us page, carpet cleaning or Denver carpet cleaning, or the blogs page. I might overwrite the Why Choose Us page. And if I do that, here's what's going to do. M4 AP1 without all the extra stuff. Let's take a look at the Why Choose Us page. Said something in here about e-commerce agency. That's the body content, right? So if I do it now, it's done. And that should have updated. Maybe it's cache. I don't know. Of course it doesn't want to work right now. But anyway, it worked for me earlier. And let me just assure you that it will work. Okay? So just trust me on it. It's going to work. No questions asked. All right. So anyway, yeah, we're getting this stuff done. So it's cool to be able to just have all of this functionality and be able to do all this. But the fact of the matter is this stuff can get you ranking. You can make sure it's interesting to read. You can infuse variables into it. We can pump it out to a var sheet as opposed to directly into the pages. That way the var sheet can be uploaded to create all the stacks of pages. And in our case, what it means is being able to produce total variations of that content into all the super affiliate sites as well as the main one, right? So all that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, it'll be done soon, but just wanted to let you know how far we got, because it's just absolutely crazy to stare at it and see how far we got. How fast can you build a web page that's worthy of ranking, right? Isn't that nuts? So by saving the recipe, we can just pull the recipe back up. There will be some kind of a button for it or something. And we'll be able to say, give me 50 versions. And it'll follow the recipe and generate like 50 versions of the page. Crazy. All right. Talk to you soon. Get in Website Installer and get an annual. If you get an annual that's in the $200 range, then we'll make you a 5-page website for you to kick it off. And each page is going to be audited. If you go in through the $400 range for a year, then we're going to make that, we're going to make 50 pages for you. Okay. And that's cool because you're going to get more 50 additional pages on top of the 5 at the top. It's like a 55-page website. And what that really means for you is that you're going to have like 11 times as many pages without even quite paying twice. Okay? So totally worth it. Absolutely worth it. Okay, looking forward to seeing you in and going. That's at website-installer.com. Choose from here. To find the one that's more expensive, because almost all of them are the cheaper ones because we haven't updated any of that stuff yet, go to the real estate option. And that way, the templates you see are that higher line price so that you can get the higher line number of real pages on your theme. You know, the one you want. Okay? You'll see it down here. You can subscribe monthly. Okay? And if you do, that's the price. But if you go annual, you'll save 2 months. And we'll do the work to kick off your website for you to that tune. You'll still be able to log in and create more stuff. You can create more pages for anything you want. You're going to have that editor, okay? You're going to be able to make content for anything you feel like making on that template. But as far as doing your pages up front for you, choose that right away. Either decide to go with the $485 version here or the cheaper one, which is like $285, something like that for the year, if I were to go to almost anything else. Yeah, 26.95 or yeah, 270. 270 will give you 5 pages, but the 487 or whatever that was will give you 55 pages, 11 times as many. And it doesn't even cost twice as much. So it's totally worth it. Okay, looking forward to seeing you on the inside.